So friends, we've had a couple of new legal developments in cases involving Donald Trump's unconstitutional executive orders punishing law firms. The first development, Donald Trump just lost. Case number 4. A fourth law firm just crushed Trump's DOJ in court. And the second development, today the Department of Justice filed a somewhat surprising last-minute appeal. Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So friends, we've been talking about this for the last few months. Donald Trump tries to punish law firms for representing clients or causes that Donald just doesn't like, and he fails every time in court. And he and his Department of Justice just lost a fourth case in court. Let's start with the new reporting. This from Reuters. Headline, U.S. law firm Sussman Godfrey defeats Trump's executive order. And that article begins, a federal judge on Friday permanently blocked a White House executive order against law firm Sussman Godfrey, capping a string of court victories for firms targeted for their association with President Donald Trump's perceived enemies. U.S. District Judge Lauren Ali Khan said Trump's order unlawfully retaliated against Sussman for cases it has taken and its efforts to promote racial diversity, violating the firm's right to free speech and due process of law under the Constitution. Trump's executive order, quote, goes beyond violating the Constitution and the laws of the United States, Judge Ali Khan wrote in her 53-page ruling. The order threatens the independence of the bar, a necessity for the rule of law. Trump's order had suspended security clearances for Sussman's lawyers and restricted their access to government buildings, officials, and federal contracting work. Sussman, in a statement, said Judge Ali Khan's ruling was a resounding victory for the rule of law and the right of every American to be represented by legal counsel without fear of retaliation. Ali Khan is the fourth federal judge in Washington to reach a similar conclusion, following wins for law firms Perkins Coie, Jenner and Block, and Wilmer Hale in parallel cases. Okay, friends, let's have a look at the opening salvo of Judge Ali Khan's new opinion and order in the case of Sussman Godfrey, LLP, plaintiff versus Executive Office of the President, et al., and others, defendants, memorandum opinion. In April 2025, President Donald Trump issued an executive order targeting the law firm Sussman Godfrey based on the clients it represents and the causes it supports. The order was one in a series attacking firms that had taken positions with which President Trump disagreed. In the ensuing months, every court to have considered a challenge to one of these orders has found grave constitutional violations and permanently enjoined enforcement of the order in full, citing the cases of Perkins Coie, Jenner and Block, Wilmer Hale. Today, this court follows suit, concluding that the order targeting Sussman violates the U.S. Constitution and must be permanently enjoined. Now, friends, I don't think anybody was surprised by this result. Loss number 4 in, what are basically identical cases. Donald Trump trying to abuse the power of the presidency to punish law firms he doesn't like. I certainly wasn't surprised by this result. I expected it. I mean, come on, a president can't punish a law firm because of the clients they represent or because of the causes they take up. It's such a clear and gross abuse of presidential power, and it is so obviously a violation of the constitutional rights of free speech, of the right to counsel, that the whole thing, just makes a disgusting mockery out of the office of the presidency. But isn't that what we've come to expect from Donald Trump? But friends, let's turn to the second development, because there actually is one thing that has surprised me about these cases, and that is that Donald Trump's Department of Justice had not filed any appeals in any of these cases that Trump lost. Usually, Trump's MO and the MO of his Department of Justice. I mean, before the ink is even dry on the judicial opinion in a case that Trump lost, he directs his DOJ to file an appeal. And we've seen appeals filed on the same day that a judge hands down an opinion, a ruling, declaring that Trump is the loser. However, in all of these cases involving Trump's unconstitutional executive orders punishing law firms, there hadn't been a single appeal filed. The first case to be decided was the Perkins Coie case, and Donald Trump lost. Judge Beryl Howell just absolutely eviscerated DOJ's arguments. It's a very strong opinion by one hell of a good, experienced judge. And the Department of Justice has 60 days to file a notice of appeal. And as of today, that opinion in the Perkins Coie case was handed down about 59 days ago. Guess what we got today? This from Democracy Docket. DOJ appeals ruling against Trump order targeting law firm for election work. The Department of Justice Monday said it will appeal a judge's ruling against President Donald Trump's executive order targeting Perkins Coie, a law firm that has represented his political opponents as well as plaintiffs in voting rights cases. The DOJ's appeal to the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals comes just before the end of the 60-day deadline it had to challenge District Judge Beryl Howell's March ruling. In her order, Judge Howell described Trump's order as clearly retaliatory in nature against Perkins Coie, which also challenged Trump's efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Friends, I suspect it's Donald Trump's ego that wouldn't let those sleeping dogs lie. No, he just had to have his Department of Justice file an appeal, even though 4 separate federal judges ruled easily and definitively that Donald Trump's executive orders are plainly unconstitutional. Well, I, for one, look forward to the D.C. Federal Circuit Court of Appeals ruling the same way. Because justice matters. Friends, as always, please stay safe. Please stay tuned. And I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.